Too five below, so worried about how I spend my money.
That's a big night, man, especially on a holiday, man. On a holidays, the holidays is really a sensitive, it's really a sensitive subject, man, on the holidays. Because a lot of shit happen on holidays. Jail, institution, by your...
Debt.
A lot of shit go down on holidays. People get fucked up, man. Holidays is one of those things. But not Richie. No. He go dress up like Santa and make a YouTube video, fuck his family in the program.
Not to mention, you know how many man-unders I gotta go? I gotta respond to during the holidays? Forget about it. That's a depressing time for some.
Yeah, you got it. Oh, that's fucking, that sound like a Bobcat. That's another one right there. Bobcat? That's another one. Oh my God. Man, Bobcat. Holy shit. Man, hey, Fargo, man, you gotta make a bullshit Facebook account. Oh my God. When I seen Bobcat, I was like, what the fuck?
He's another one that just gave up.
Yeah, really, man. Me too.
Now, Enforcer wants him to stay on Richie. That's why he came out. Enjoy.
Hey, Richie, what did you see in that video of Times Square? Honestly, what did you see? Well, it's funny how you see things, and other people, the real people, don't see it the way you see things. The one at Times Square, Richie, you know which one I'm talking about. It's quiet.
Well, you don't want me out here describing videos that you seen of me as stubby little mushroom and stubby little thing is his body, that sausage mushroom. Get the fuck out of here, you fag. I'm back in my cut.
Hey, Cracky, how you gonna call somebody a fag and you haven't had a woman for like, what, 18, 20 years?
Hey, just because I've been celibate doesn't mean I'm not a still heterosexual male, dude. I just ain't a candy-ass fag like you East Village punks. The king is clear.
Richie, those are women in 42nd Times Square. Those are women, not transgender.
He wouldn't know the difference. He don't get pussy.
But it seems like you and Captain Crunch seen some that no one else seen. And by the way, that wasn't me talking in at the gate. I was not talking. So, you know, you both are clowns. Neither one of you know how to identify audio, and neither one of you know how to identify what a real woman looks like.
While you're pleading your case to me, punk, it's Captain Crunch you need to be addressing. With that, I'm back in my quiet chair at the mic's reach.
Yeah, okay. You ain't going nowhere. Now, you said you were celibate. Because you celibate because you ain't got no goddamn choice. You're not celibate because you got a choice. You wanted to be celibate. You're celibate because you have no choice. You can...
Well, at least he's smart enough to realize that if you can't get laid in New York City, it's because you don't want to. So I got to give him credit there for figuring that out. But like I said when my operation ended, I don't have to deal with the honey traps, man. I said the next girl I dip in is my wife, and we all know who that is. With that.
Hey, Richie, man, don't nobody want you, yo. Because you're sick. And what you did to Debbie, you curse for life.
He could never do that to a man. What he did to Debbie, he could never in his million years, in his wildest dreams, perform that beating that he put on Debbie. Never.
Breaks and bouts for you, punky. Remember those words. They just became platinum. One side of the jaw, the other side of the jaw. Double breaks and bouts, I'm clear.
Yeah, but that's fantasy. You're not breaking no one's jaw. You're a clown. You're an ass clown out here.
Well, the ass clown in you is going to see this place, and as hooked as you are on me, and as much as you want to get your hands on me, it's going to be too much for you to resist. You're going to gladly climb into that ring. Breaks and bounce. I'm out of here, boys and girls.
Yeah, go beg in front of McDonald's, you bum.
No, I believe you heard me say I'm going across the room to lay up horizontal and smoke this L. It's about a $20 one, baby, so don't get your nuts in an uproar. You know we roll fives and better around here. I'm out.
I never seen a man that watches two men fight in the street, makes a video, and he's huffing and puffing and wishing he's in that fight. He's like, yeah, CK, that's you, CK, yeah, that's you and me, CK.
What that punk ass bitch, yo.
Then they're even clowning him on the Super Bowl, man. I heard they clowning you. I didn't hear it myself, Richie, but I heard they were clowning you today in the Super Bowl. All that crap you talk about, the big man. Even Michael, Dr. Love is even clowning you. He says, no, Richie, you're no technician out here. We got a technician, a real one.
Yeah, he kicked him to the curb.
A real technician that knows his skills, his trade, that has test equipment, and they give you a warranty. Not none of that. No, dog, you broke it, dog. It's on you now. I don't give no warranty. Right, Cracky? You know, that's why he runs. When the truth hits him, he runs. That's typical of a coward.
He was talking crazy on Sick, though. When they all left, when they was asleep.
Yeah, he talks, you know, he talks reckless when there's people not out there to defend themselves. The same thing when you always hear him say, hey, Joey. He's always talking to his imaginary partner, Joe Pistone.
See, Richie think he control everybody and shit. And they showed him on Six. They tossed him around like a little bum.
The only Andrew Dice Clay Cupcake couldn't produce. Hey, Joey, they're gonna try to make it.
Okay, what you gonna say? You turn 6 again, hold on.
Hey, Richie, am I clear to understand you killed 3 hitmen? 3 hitmen from the mob. You killed them single-handedly. Or you and your partner, was that Avenue U in West 4th Street in Brooklyn in the, was it the mid-90s? You killed one of them. You ripped out his esophagus with your own hands. Am I clear to understand that, sir?
I'm going to make you clear to understand that there's 2 living police officers that were on that scene. Both of them leaking, one I applied a tourniquet to. If you'd like the facts, go to the paperwork. If you'd like to hear the story firsthand, go to the 2 witnesses. Go to the other 2 members on the job. How about?
So who are the other officers involved, sir? Were you one of the responding officers? Were you a detective? What was your rank, sir?
Just know, the 4 officers on the scene, you were not one of them.
I'm not saying I was one of them. I'm not involved with your fantasy. I just want to know who are the other officers, sir, and what precinct. Clear. Identify yourself, clear. Speak coherently to Mike, because you're under oath.
Okay, I'll be under oath. The location was 4th Street and Avenue U. I believe that's the confines of the 62nd Precinct. But Mr. Enforcer, as much as you want to be a prosecutor and an investigator, don't you think you should have the answers to these questions before you ask them?
No, being that you're a what do they call it, decorated cop, you have better knowledge than I do of the situation. I wasn't there at the time. That's why I'm asking you to elaborate, sir. A man of your stature, people should fear you.
Well, what kind of decorations do I got, and why do you fear me?
I don't know. You said, that the most talked about, the most feared, got collector on and off the mic. Don't you always say that?
Okay, so that's the reason you fear me. A phrase. Okay, I got you, man. All right, I'm back across the room. Enjoy the show, guys. And somebody help the jailhouse, Jerry Springer, wannabe Judge Judy Brown prosecutor, please.
How the going across the room and you live in the basement. Listen to that. Hold on. He acting like he got an apartment again.
Cupcake. It's a private home. It's called mother and daughter. The daughter is 3/4 of the basement. I believe that's where I am. You've seen the videos. You know I got multiple rooms here. You know I got a room where I park the bike and I got the big gym workout station. Now I'm going across the room to the other side of the room that I'm in, to the other corner, to where the bed's at, way out of mic reach.
Can I just get in there, sir, for 1 second? What are the 4 badges you currently possess? Speak clear into the mic, sir. Speak clear and intelligible. This is your last chance. You don't have to run, Richard. I'm not going to bite you.
Wait a minute. I got a video called Hump Day #1, where it was my last chance that day. That's about 2.5 years, maybe 3 years old. Matter of fact, let me flip the table up and show you the last time I had a last chance. What happened?
So you currently have no badges that are valid. Am I clear to understand that, sir? I know you're suspended without pay, but do you have any former badges? I'm really confused sometimes to understand what you're trying to elaborate out here.
Well, I do believe, if I'm clear to understand, that being suspended without pay makes sure I got valid badges to be suspended without pay from. But seeing as I am suspended without pay, legally and technically, I would not have those 4 different credentials administered by 4 different agencies that I am empowered work under and able to identify myself from at the moment. Maybe I got the whole world fucked up. Richie's clear.
So when are you going to be reinstated, sir? Every year goes by, you're still suspended. When are you going to be reinstated? I'm really concerned. I'm curious.
Well, my appointment ends on my 62nd birthday. So somewhere between now and then, whether I get reinstated or not, it does not matter. The 6-digit annual salary that they took from me without pay part is all coming to me one lump in the end any old way because of the presidential appointment and dignitary status. I'll be back, man. No, actually, I'm not coming back. I just figured while Mr. Investigator wants to investigate, I'll help him out a little bit.
So you're going to wait till you're 67. You have to wait till you're 67 years old to be reinstated. You'll be dead by then, man. You're not going to survive this winter. Why are you going to wait till you're 67? Come on, you know that's not going to happen. Let's talk reality now, Richard.
I'm talking big reality. You make a lousy investigator, you're a fag and a homo, and nobody said 67. We said it's over on my 62nd birthday. I'm out of here, guys. It's all yours.
All right, 62nd birthday. That's another 12 years if you are 50 like you claim you are. So you got 12 more years you think you're going to last. You're going to last 12 more winters? Am I clear to understand that? Am I clear to understand that, sir, with all the diseases you possess, including amongst it? You think you're going to live 12 more years? Am I clear to understand that, or you got some kind of genie in a bottle or some kind of guardian angel saving your soul? But what is it, sir? Elaborate. I'm really, the inquiring minds want to know.
No, sir. I think I'm going to expire in about another 450 years. Because if that was not the case, I would have died in 2000 before those towers went down. The king is clear.
I'm clear to understand you possess knowledge of such a thing 2 weeks before the incident, and that you were given a hero's welcome in New Jersey by the state police. Am I clear to understand that, sir?
You're clear to understand that Nemesis Radio closed down approximately 9 months prior to 9/11. If 9 months and 2 weeks coincide as your world is being closed together, so be it. Be it, Mr. Enforcer. All these questions you're asking, they all come from my lips, my mouth, and my video gates. All you have to do is go back to the same video gate that drove you nuts and impacted you like that and listen to what it was I said. The king is clear.
Well, I clearly remember you making a statement or making a claim that you knew 2 weeks prior to 9/11 about the incident, and that the DOD gave you some type of ceremonial parade, be that you have such a vast knowledge of
Well, Mr. Enforcer, I can assure you that would not be the case. I'm sure they wouldn't have given me any ceremony, considering they had to make me suspended without pay because I'm never wrong. So if he's suspended without pay and it happens and we can't do nothing about it without him because we can't do nothing about it without him, then we're liable. But if he's suspended without pay, we have no idea what the fuck it is you're talking about. So now I'm going to get back quiet now. Oh, you got to love red tape. Mr. Enforcer, it's a matter of... Hey, Mr. Enforcer, it's a matter of national security.
All right, so you denied making that statement because I have a pretty good memory, and I do recall you saying 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks prior to that event, that you issued a warning to the DOD, stating that there is an impending event about to happen. And once it did happen, it indeed took place after you said it was going to happen. You were given some kind of acknowledgement. I don't know necessarily about a parade of that particular event, but you were acknowledged. You were given acknowledgement after the fact. Am I clear to understand that, sir?
I'm real clear to understand. I wish I and the public heard whatever it is or details you heard that gives you all these time frames and all these loose spots. Mr. Enforcer, go back to the HearYee Radio Donnie Brasco channel. All your answers are there because those are where the gates are that impacted your feeble little brain. Yes, sir. I'm glad my life, my career, and the moves I made in my career, my government status, and the role I play here today has got you acting the way it is. The invincible monster is 10-7 now. The invincible monster, ouch.
Am I clear to understand you were laid out in front of McDonald's last week? You were found asleep or intoxicated or knocked out in front of McDonald's by several eyewitnesses. That was brought to the attention of Mr. Gigolo. Huh? And one of those people that gave him that phone call was, come on, who? Country Rabbit. Come on, Richard. I'm not saying he was the eyewitness. No one said Country Rabbit. That was something you put in his ears. There was multiple eyewitnesses seen you sleeping on the concrete, Richard. Well, would you have a good dose of shit? Or did you pass out or what, Richard? People are clear to understand that you were found asleep, sound asleep, or could you say unconscious for a better word? But they would rather say you were sleeping. They don't want to, put the embarrassment out there upon you. So they said, he was just sleeping. So you're denying these facts, sir? Multiple eyewitnesses? Are you denying this, sir?
I am very clear to understand that you are making heavy implication and implying to the public that you are the eyewitness to the triple third party I heard or they told me. And the intricate details you put out in the past 2 weeks about sleeping or getting knocked out, well, I could assure you that if you were there and you were the eyewitness, there would have been somebody on the floor knocked out. I could also assure you that if anybody caught this guy sleeping or knocked out on the floor, there would have been a video or photo. That you better be clear to understand.
What makes you think there's not such a what makes you think there's not such a how can I say evidence like a video or a photo? Why are you so confident that doesn't exist?
I'm as confident about that, a photo or video, as you are about having a video of me smoking crack on Utica Avenue with you, which we eloquently got out of your mouth a couple of weeks ago really does not exist. So how confident am I on whatever it is your punked bitch ass got to say? I'm across the room. We're clear, man.
When the man said, someone told me they seen you, that's all a lie? You trying to say that man's fabricating a story for the hell of it?
No, I'm saying straight up that the man said, somebody told me. So he's not fabricating. He's passing it on like a wheelbarrow of what he heard, what he did not see, what he cannot prove, sort of like you. But anyway, I'm out of here, man. Enjoy the show, guys.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to, clarify what's going on out here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has better things to do than make up stories about, eyewitnesses calling him up and saying, yeah, we seen Richie in front of McDonald's sleeping, on the concrete on the sidewalk. I mean, people have better things to do than to fabricate a story like that about you, Richard. Don't you think so?
I'm still dying to see the eyewitnesses and their film shot of this, or their camera shot. Just an eyewitness would be great. The King of New York. And I'm clear.
No, plural. Witnesses.
Well, just for the sake of saying the cause of this conversation, all we need is one of them.
And by the way, Times Square's video that I made, those are real women. And number two, that individual speaking, that wasn't me. So you can tell Captain Crunch, you know why I sound different than I do when I'm on the radio? Because that wasn't me. Just, being that, you were his babysitter, you know him since he was a little kid. You can put that in his retarded head. That's all.
I don't have to tell nobody nothing. I don't give a fuck what video you're talking about. I don't give a fuck who was talking on. I don't give a fuck if it was you or not. But it bothers you real much, so you can tell them yourself. Punky.
And what happened with the tube? I see that, I brought this up earlier, but you were in one of your sleeping modes, You take about 15 to 20 cat naps. And it's pretty funny where you can't order the tubes from our parts. You know why you can't order it? Because you don't have a valid credit card. You have no credit. Actually, you have bad credit history. You don't possess a valid credit card. And no one will give you a credit card because you have no JLB. That's why your neighbor or whoever it was that ordered, what supposedly was going to order the tubes, gave you back the cash. So who's going to order it for you this time? You got to beg someone, they ordered this tube from RF Parts, this Taylor tube, because you don't have a credit card, Richard. All right, you sound so stupid showing $300 bills, like if you're a McDaddy, like you're the cash man. You're a clown, man. You're a clown. You're a little punky, man. You got no money. $300? Yes, that's nothing. How come you couldn't order it? You have to have your neighbor order it? Come on, Richard. You give yourself away. The funniest thing about you, Richard, is that you give yourself up. You talk too damn much. You rat on yourself. And you think people are stupid, that they don't observe what you do, how you do it, and why you do it. See, that's the problem with mental illness, cats like you that are 730. We deal with cats all the time, man. All right? We deal with cats like you all the time. When you see them being brought into Bellevue in handcuffs, they have the same story you do, Richard. They were this, they knew, they were down with Joe Pistone, or they married each other. Mental illness is bad, man. That's the problem with you. You see, even if you could stop doing drugs, all right, you could never be cured of mental illness, because brain disease is a motherfucker, Richard. And I don't wish it on anyone, but what's going on in your body, in your brain, is being eaten up. It's called coma. You see, when you put Debbie in a coma, when you stomped her out with those steel-toe boots, damn it, you're Richard.
Nah, I like when I get him like this. This is the ultimate sign of defeat, dude. This is when he knows he's ultra beat. Watch what's coming next.
And that's what you gotta worry about. Don't worry about the enforcer. The enforcer don't want to put no hands on you.
I don't worry about him.
Richard. And it comes, remember, like a thief in the night, Richard, when you don't expect it.
Well, Mr. Enforcer, that's a real good story you told of 90 different things. If you paid any attention out here, you would know that I water lawns on my block. So you might have heard me tell Mikey last week, I thought she ordered it. But when it came time, I said, here? Yeah, she goes, what's here? I said, the thing I sent you, didn't you order? She goes, no. So yeah, I took my $250, which was my 5 weeks, $50 a week mowing that, doing that particular lawn, watering and shit, and I brought it home and did it. Now, the receipt of that is up on YouTube. Well, while you were talking about the credit card I don't own in this video, Gate, I clearly showed you the credit card that purchased the tube. But the receipt that's on YouTube from RF Parts, that's the thumbnail, look who the bill section is to. And look who the shipping section is to. So unless I didn't pay for it with my card and they're not billing me, unless it's not coming to my address and my name, then I'm the fucked up one. But Enforcer, you cry on and have a good day. Country Rabbit, I'm waving at you, man. I didn't want to leave you hanging, but I didn't want to go across the room and leave you hanging. Bird, I got you. Don't worry about that. And tri-state listening area. Enjoy the show. The King.
Richard, that doesn't prove you have a valid credit card. If I can order something paper and they ship it to your address, what does that prove?
Hey, 127.
You know what? I'm stupid out here, Richard. Shotguns.
You know what I'm going to do for you, Enforcer? You know what I'm going to do is the thumbnail to this video right here, man, for my non-valid credit card to support everything. You know the alerts that you get that you have hooked up to your credit card that lets you know every time you make a sale, they send you a text message? I'm going to be nice enough to photograph that page for you, man. You're king of New York. I'm going to use it as a thumbnail just like I put the receipt up there. Now, anybody that knows the confirmation order and the receipt that RF Parts sends you through your email, when they take a look at that screen, they're going to go, yep, Richie bought and paid for that to himself. The king is clear. Like everything else I own on this table.
Why did it take you all summer, Richard? All summer? How many months did it take? Where did you save up for that too? Why is that? Explain to the public. Why does it take you 3 months to save up for not even $300 tube? Why is that? Elaborate, sir.
It didn't take me. I told the public I was going to go all summer without the tube. When you tell the public you bought Kevlar gloves, you're coming to tap me on the shoulder and you're going to do that, we want to see it. When I tell the public I'm going to do something, I'm doing something, I'm going to do something like this, I want to be sure it's to the letter, to the detail, the way I said it. So when I made that statement in May that I'm going to go through the whole summer without a tube, I think I lived up to it. Now the tube's not here, but it will be tomorrow or the next day. You're king of New York, and I'm sorry, the summer is officially over. It's back on. What up, Rabbit?
Hey, it's the beginning of the month. I know you got your benefits.
Where you at? Hey, Roger D on that, man. You got something wrong, man. There's no clarity to that mobile the way it was the other day. But anyway, Rabbit, you can't be listening to me in 2-5 below. You're going to be listening to him crying while I go across the room and leave him on the key.
You put your tube in at a marathon, you get smashed. It doesn't make a difference. You know why? ERP. Those are the letters I put into your head. Remember that. ERP.
No, sir. Your big letters were QRP. You heard the video game of me explaining the ERP on the Donnie Brasco Play channel the other night. It still couldn't teach you, son. But you're going to have to find something on game with me and you talking about that a year or two before that video. It's not going to happen. Y'all have a good day, guys. I'm clear.
He's not clear. He's not going anywhere. Gets caught in his own lies on his own video gate. That is sad.
What lie did I get caught in now that I didn't prove is not a lie? Or what lie did you state that I proved is a lie?
He's a man says you're suspended without pay until his 62nd birthday. What kind of nonsense is that?
It's called a presidential appointment, son. And there's only 2 ways out of a presidential appointment. 1 is death, and I'm still standing. 2 is the expiration of that tenure of the appointment. It happens to be for me on my 62nd birthday.
People they're dying and they're pissing in their pants in laughter when you talk nonsense like that, Richard. That sounds more far-fetched than you meeting Joe Pistone. 62nd birthday, you're going to be reinstated. You're not even going to last your 51st birthday. I'm not wishing, but the way you cough profusely, the liquid buildup in your lungs from that monster, you think you're going to live another 12 years? I don't think so, Richard.
He's trying to insinuate that I sound like him coughing in the back of my video gates with no lung capacity. No lung capacity to get the cough up. No lung capacity coming out my lips. My name is not Enforcer 2-5 below. Thank you.
You ever see me making 15, 20 videos a day?
You can't with all the lies and bullshit you put out here, baby.
The next Justin Bieber, like he's going to be some celebrity out here. Like he's going to get 1 million hits and he's going to get paid in full. Richard, they don't care. YouTube don't give a fuck about your videos. No one does. The public, no one cares. In your demented mind, you think you're some kind of hero. You think you're Rambo, John Gotti, and don't forget Joe Pistone.
Didn't I send you to go fuck your grandmother, Richie Jr.? Hey, Richie Jr., didn't I send you to go sniff your grandmother's panties?
And then we found out that is his illegitimate son. 666 is a product of a crackhead that Richie impregnated, how many years ago? That's Richie's real son. 666. That's not made up. You think you're the devil. You think you got some kind of pitchfork. Richie thinks he's some kind of super cop. Because you both come out of the same mold. You and Richie section in the culo. Illness, they're both from the same mold. Listen to them. Listen to 666 and listen to 127, Crackhead Richie. They both the same. They both have the same psychological. Man, you mad because Richie's your daddy? Richie Jr.?
They mad because Richie got control out here. Control of the airwave, control of everybody's thoughts and lips, and control of everybody's awe.
He sounds like he's putting himself to sleep. You hear that shit?
You mean like Enforcer does to me?
Why do you talk like you talk up, 666?
Nine Dumb Scum's radio sound like shit.
Threatening Sam that he's gonna burn his store down. That kid's psychotic. I fucking hate you too, motherfucker. You're so fucked up in the head, 666. You actually think Sam got time. He's not my bitch. I hate you too, motherfucker. Retarded that sound? This guy's he's a mental midget, man, just like Richard. So now you inviting men to your dick? What's wrong with you? Now I know you Richie's son. Yeah, mine's gonna take care of him. You know, this Richie didn't go anywhere. Richie's still out there. He's recording. They call him Snitch Gates. I already know now that you Richie's son, man. Because look at the way you're inviting other men to his dick.
Nobody moved. That's why nobody got hurt. You know it better than anybody else.
Jumbos. Then you know when he went to Deltas, he can only scream on Sam's wife. He couldn't do that to Sam, to his face, or to his son. He would have got knocked the fuck out and dragged out the store. He has to scream on a woman. He's just like his daddy, Richie 127. He can only take it out on a woman, never a man.
I didn't see any man out here rolling up and delivering their swing yet. Nothing to prove yet. All right, to all the listeners, we got every New York City junkie present. CK187, Enforcer 250, Nine Dumb Scum, and Real So Fake Mr. Realistic. Oh, you're king.
You fucking motherfucker, you. You hate me, I hate you. You fucking motherfucker, man. Motherfucker. You sound like a dopey motherfucker.
I'm just a little frustrated because my grandma gets fucked in her ass and I'm not getting no sex. Getting cocked real hard in the next room, man, and I'm not getting no sex. I'm slamming my hand, man, like a motherfucker. I'm smelling like my daddy now. I don't even want teeth anymore because I want to look just like my daddy Richie, that motherfucker. Wait till my daddy Richie gets all that money from the government, man. I'm gonna crush you, man. Motherfucker. I sound depressed like this, man, because my grandmother gets fucked every night, and I gotta listen to her scream and take her teeth out and suck cock, and because I am, looking for my daddy Richie, that motherfucker.
You guys about how much I hate Brooklyn and how shitty it is in Brooklyn.
Motherfucker, you got more mileage on your hand than I got on my car. What the fuck do I give a fuck to be like you?
I'm the only one transmitting in Brooklyn out here right now. The rest are in Junkievilles.
Why the fuck would I want to be like you?
No one cares what you're doing, Richard. I thought you were leaving, you coward.
Yeah, I'm over here transmitting in Brooklyn. You're not the only one, son.
Well, that fag obviously cared very much about what I was doing. That's why he jumped in. I didn't say I was leaving. I said I was across the room out of Mike's reach, where I'm getting back to it. Cry on, Punky.
That's your illegitimate son there, Richard, 666. He has your same mindset. Is that your son? Richard, you and 666 share the same profile, the mental profile, or should I say your psychological profile? Very similar, Richard. I wonder why.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to find my daddy, Richie, and I'm gonna stop taking a bath, for like a month, because I want to smell like my daddy.
Well, if you listen to 666 and to which Richie 127, they both have similar mental and verbal characteristics. You listen to both of them. Both of them are always making up stories. Both of them, neither one of them getting any pussy. The last time,
it's true. Say that he don't know about dressing he don't care about washing his ass. All he gives a fuck about is the radio. Radio sound. I got another recording and it's on YouTube where Richie saying the exact same thing with me. He don't talk about his TV out of his mouth. All he gives a fuck about is the radio.
parts changed the faceplate from a 4-pill to a 3 or 2-pill. Now, anyone that has any kind of comprehension of circuit board design knows that it's impossible to change components out and put in, take out new components and put in new ones. I mean, this guy...
That's your father.
where it's so barely off frequency that he can't even use it. He has to put it back in the box. So same mindset, the same mental structure, and the same psychological profile. That's what you are saying.
Mr. Enforcer is so high up on my Ameritron that he thinks I fucked up. But I try to tell him that there's nothing wrong with the box. It just needs a tube. I'm going to make a demonstration on what happens to Ameritrons when the tube goes bad, when the new tube comes in, so I can do 2 videos at once for you this week, back to back.
Sounds like he gets pounded in the ass every night by Bubba.
Richie is your daddy. Stop denying your father.
Richie is no one's daddy because he's never had sex with anybody to have a kid.
All these years you've been fatherless, and now you finally found your father. You don't want to go.
You're transmitting in Brooklyn and don't know I got 3 kids? Shame on you.
What are you doing in the hospital? Look at the guy with your mom on the floor, sleeping on the floor. That's your daddy.
So the next time you fuck up another amplifier, another radio, just take it to your daddy. You hear 666, take it to Richie 127. You know he's your pops. He's not going to charge you a lot, man. Just take it to your daddy because you're not allowed in Deltas. You're not allowed to step foot in that establishment without getting pounced the fuck out or locked up, whichever comes first.
Hey, 666, you hear the man. You see that transistor, that resistor, and that 3-leg black resistor capacitor that's gone in the heat sink? You see those 2 added variables, that extra final on the heat sink wall, and that variable resistor and the cap over there on the right? Richie didn't take those parts out and put all those parts in. You're right, Richie don't remove parts there and put in bullshit and make it so it don't fucking work right. You're king of New York City. Is
Next time you have any issues with your equipment, you can take it to your daddy. Take it to Richie 127 over there in Brooklyn. He's not that far. I mean, you're in the Bronx, Brooklyn, you know, it's just a train ride away. And I'm sure he'll do the right thing for you. You know, just take it.
Yeah, man, let the Bronx stay in the Bronx. I got Brooklyn. I got all the Brooklyn dollar vans and taxis that are not going to the Bronx no more because of me, so I ain't too worried about the business, baby. You see how many radios I got on Video Gate channels, man? My count's over 700. How many did I put out here that made you croon and say that shit sounds bad? Oh, yeah. And for those who say it's not his work, it's not him, it's his amp making him sound like that good. Yeah, well, remember, for the last 5 months, there was no amp. I'm close.
You sound like you smoke Marlboro Red.
I prefer Winston, man, and roll your owns. But anyway, it doesn't matter what I sound like. It matters what I am. What you sound like trying to jump on the bandwagon just gives you the title of Mary. But you have a good night, mister. You're in Brooklyn, too. And I'm so glad you think Brooklyn sucks. Thank you.
We don't know you're a faggot, Richard. You don't have to tell us that. It doesn't matter what you sound like. It matters what you are. Faggot. Watch them jeans.
All right, well, now I'm going across the room to lay back down. Enjoy the video gate. We on 45 minutes. I'm going to call this video gate, I'm under oath, ... the Snitch Gate.
This motherfucker just had Richard, you are in the basement. With a little roll of toilet paper, some car crash that you got on the side. Nigga, there ain't no room across the room. Get the fuck out. You act like you got a mansion.
I got the whole basement to a private home. That's more than I could say for those 3 clowns right now screaming and yelling at me in the project buildings. And the apartment buildings. I'm clear.
Sulfurs, those are white buckets, Richard. All right? Where they used to put It's really fascinating when you listen to his.
You see that antenna? It's on a private home chimney. It's not on an apartment building shit stack.
He doesn't have a stove, a refrigerator, a sink. He has to go upstairs. He has a little basement spot, a little spot that they rent him. All right, and
yeah, you hear Mr. Forcer 25 Blow. He woke up in this bed many times. He's been here many times.
Across the room, like he's got some kind of mansion, like mine said, or he's got some kind of studio apartment. Richard, it's a floor. That's all it is. No sheetrock on the walls. BX cable hanging from the ceiling. It's the fact that you're down there.
Jeez, I can't remember. He remembers what that Utica Avenue apartment looked like when I signed the lease, dude. And I moved out of there 4 years ago. But he's got good memory, Mr. ADD.
I mean, that's not even lawful. Think about it. That's not even lawful. Basement, right? It doesn't even have sheetrock on the walls. You can clearly see BX cable hanging from the ceiling.
Mr. Enforcer's BX cable. Let's see. This is Mr. Enforcer's BX cable hanging from the ceiling. You see it? It looked like an antenna wire. Does it not look like an antenna wire? It sure looked like the antenna wire to me. The only thing hanging off the ceiling. Oh, the king is clear.
Beef like you try to, put in your son's head. Because I think you're the one that's encouraging 666 and his nonsense that he's putting out there about the man from Delta, And the man has no reason to be dishonest. He makes a decent living, if not a very good living, and he has a family. The man is not a thief. I don't hear any complaints coming from or about Delta. And yet you got a guy like 666, a mental midget, a man that suffered from.
I don't hear any of Richie's 700 customers out here complaining about Richie's work. I gotta call that good.
Claiming that he's gonna, or making, how should I say, terrorist threats that he's gonna burn the man's store down. I mean, come on, If you don't like the guy because he's a good technician, and you constantly going in.
Wow, he's coming clean on why they don't like me. I don't believe it.
He has to put you on, he has to put you on notice that, look, you can't keep on going into these radios and amplifiers and fucking them up and bringing them back and expect them to be under warranty. See, that's what the problem with 666. He fucks shit up, then he wants to get repaired for free, and that's just not happening. Audio. 666 is a young lady, bro. She's a fucking boy. That's why they have what's called a security stick on the side of the equipment when you bring it to establishment. Audio. Break that sticker. You void the warranty. Audio. From little fingers like 666 and 127. Listen. What's anything you find public figure? Okay. The man clearly, in the years he's been a so-called technician, I'm talking about Richie now, the man possesses not one piece of test equipment. He's yet he says he's the best technician on the East Coast, that he has 700